Good Thursday morning. Time for a little positivity this morning with the Real Monica Adams Show, brought to you by our friends at Invita Health and Wellness and all of our incredible sponsors. We are here with one of them. Jessica Cook will be joining me shortly. She is, of course, the owner of Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. If you haven't seen this show, we love to do it. It's not positive, it's Pawsitive Talk Time. And we've got a beautiful dog that we'll be featuring today. She's an older lady. She's a senior and she's been through a lot. She went through and had a mass of cancer removed, and now she's on the mend and she's looking for her forever home. We'll be talking about her. We'll also be featuring the gala that's coming up in October. And for a lot of you that say, hey, I'd love to volunteer, I'd love to be able to give back and help out these wonderful organizations. Well, maybe you can be on the gala committee. Maybe you can volunteer. They'll be looking for sponsors. So much. Maybe you want to donate for the silent auction. We'll be talking about all that with Jessica as well. And then the cost of running a rescue, all these puppies that they have and all these wonderful animals that they have. It is not an inexpensive thing at all. So how are they able to do it? With the help of you and the community. We'll be talking about all of that today with Jessica and Pawsitive Talk Time. Kathy and Michelle and Linda, good morning. Everyone at Yuppy Puppies, they're saying. Well, also today is a day to be weather aware. We were just talking about this earlier in the week. How was Thursday going to play out? So that's why we wanted to bring our aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore back on today with our What the Weather segment. Hi, Beckett.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Yes. So as far as the level of the threat, I was watching Matt Chambers this morning and he said it goes from like a level 1, level 5. And he said it's rare that we are talking like level 3, which is where we are today. So are we talking about damaging winds, tornado possibilities?
Yeah, the main threats today are going to be damaging winds, and we're also going to see that hail as well. This morning, 62 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and then into the afternoon, mainly into the late afternoon, around, I think, 3 to 4 is when we'll start having those storms coming through. And look at that, a high around 83. Earlier in the week, we're talking maybe mid to upper 70s, but because of that storm threat, we're going to get that storm system move through. It pulls up moisture and warmer air, and we've been seeing that trending, so that's why I've been seeing the temperature go up. But yeah, we are going to have to watch for damaging winds, hail, and maybe an isolated tornado today.
And the thing is, I don't know if you've all heard the red sky mornings, sailors, what is it? It's the warning aspect of it. So if you see a red sky in the morning, it was sailors, sailors take warning or something like that. But a red sky at night was a sailor's delight. Well, I was driving out to Cottleville this morning and I looked at Jim and I'm like, look how gorgeous the sunrise is this morning. So for right now, at least, enjoy how the morning looks. The sky is painted gorgeous reds and oranges, but unfortunately that is going to lead to what we have coming this afternoon. So we've got to play off of that. So let's start talking about timeline, Beckett, and what we are going to be expecting and when we really need to be concerned.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. Again, like Monica mentioned, we have a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for severe weather in the St. Louis area, pretty much all of St. Louis, pretty much the entire area besides northern Pike County. To the south, we've got that enhanced risk as well. There's that slight risk, 2 out of 5, and then the green, 1 out of 5 marginal risk. But 3 out of 5, definitely a risk to take seriously. Now, our severe potential for today, you can clearly see that our highest threats today are going to be that damaging wind aspect and hail. These storms will likely all have damaging winds on them, and some of them could have large hail. But the main threats we're going to have to watch out for, damaging winds, and also some of these storms, of course, will have hail. As you can see with the tornado threat, I have it creeping up into the moderate, not totally moderate because it's not a very large tornado threat, but we still do have a very possible threat for an isolated tornado. That's very possible, so you got to watch that. Have multiple ways to receive warnings today. There's going to be a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings, and of course with that isolated tornado threat, there's could be a couple tornado warnings as well, and you want to heed all those warnings and be prepared for them. Have multiple ways to receive them as well, and flooding is at low. Now our severe risk timeline, it's going to be going into this afternoon into early this evening, similar to like we had earlier in the week. So 12 to 2, that's when we'll start seeing that to the west of the city, but really coming into the city around 2 to 4, 4 to 6. So around 2 to 6 o'clock there into the afternoon, getting into the late afternoon, and into the early evening, I think probably 4 to 6 is really when we're going to see those storms coming into the immediate St. Louis area, downtown, into the immediate suburbs, over towards West County there as well. And then they'll be moving to the south. This will be really from the northwest to the southeast. So then by the time we get to 6 to 8, 8 to 10, that'll be moving towards southern Illinois, say towards Farmington, down towards St. Genevieve, Cape Girardeau down there as well. But the main timeline you want to be prepared for this afternoon into early this evening, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Now, our 7-day outlook, if I can get this to change here, let's see. Okay, our 7-day outlook, 83 degrees, severe thunderstorms, of course, this afternoon and evening, like we just went over. 47 degrees as our low tonight, because after those storms come through, temperatures are going to drop like a rock, because again, we're looking at the high tomorrow around 62 degrees, really seeing those temperatures drop. Mostly sunny skies, though, so that has gone up. I think we had mostly cloudy. Now that's gone up to mostly sunny with a low of 45, so really cooling down as we go into the weekend. 58 on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. 60 on Sunday, mostly sunny skies, so definitely want to get back out those hoodies and those light jackets. But thankfully, we're going to be warming up as we go into next week, and also a lot of sun. 68 on Monday, mostly sunny skies. Tuesday is going to be our next rain chance, likely just a couple of sprinkles, not looking at a big washout or severe storms, which is good. 74, and then into Wednesday, 66 with mostly sunny skies. So warming up in early next week, but we first got to get through that cooler weekend. There will be some sun, though, so that's pretty good.
Again, Beckett Moore, our aspiring meteorologist, and I just really want to remove the word aspiring because you're so good, Beckett. Is he not, everybody? Just go ahead and chime in and let us know what you love about him. So St. Joseph, Missouri, I heard this morning was already getting like maybe what we're going to be seeing. They were talking about a bow echo. And if that's the indicator that might be what's coming our way.
Yeah, so bow echoes, when we kind of get this area of storms that's kind of shaped like a bow, like an archery bow, and that usually means that we've got significant damaging winds, and a possibility today in St. Louis is having that. It's also could be called a windbag when we just see the strong area of storms with a huge downburst coming in. That's when we can see those damaging winds, so we're going to have to watch for that again this afternoon and evening. We'll see if that plays out, and you want to be prepared for that for sure.
Okay. Again, Beckett, thank you so much for coming back on with us. Again, he wants to make sure that each and every one of you are taken care of. This is not something to take lightly. And then tell them where they can follow you, because I want them to be weather aware and they don't have to turn the TV on. They can follow your channel.
Yeah, so More Weather on YouTube and Twitter, MOORE Weather, YouTube and Twitter. You can follow me over there for updates.
All right, Beckett, thank you so much. Stay safe today.
You too.
All right, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore with our What the Weather segment. He's so good. For all of you that are just tuning in, remember, if you have friends and family that are not on Facebook, we have made it to where we have multiple ways for them to watch: YouTube and X and Instagram and Rumble. And the platforms just keep growing and growing and growing. By the way, I want to thank all of you. We are probably 150 people away, followers away from hitting 25,000 followers on Facebook. It has grown rapidly. We're looking at about 1,500 followers that we keep seeing every 3 to 4 weeks, which is just absolutely amazing. What does that mean? That means that each and every one of you are doing what we're asking, which is to share and like and follow our live streams so we can keep growing. Today is also Thursday, so we drop our new show on our audio podcast platform. And today it's that really it's just a heart-touching and inspiring interview that we did with former St. Louis Blues player Kelly Chase, talking about his fight with cancer. But he said he's coming out ahead of this. He just went through his 5th round after the puck cancer event. So again, send your thoughts and prayers out to him and that healing energy that we need as well. I know, right? Crystal Gale, wahoo, for 25,000. And what we do is give you inspirational, positive optimism and fun, as well as education. Well, today we are at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville, and Jessica Cook, as I mentioned, is going to sit with me. We're going to talk about many things. We're going to feature Guinevere. Can't wait to meet her. We're going to talk about their gala. We're going to talk about the cost of rescue and why it's paramount that you help out in many ways. And that's the thing, the community really showing up. More with Jessica when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Roof, roof. All right, welcome back. We are with my friend Jessica Cook. We love these Thursdays. Every other Thursday, we come to Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, the Cottleville location. But Jessica actually has two locations. There's another one right there off the Winghaven exit. And I know a lot of you have been going for grooming, maybe their resorts that the dogs get a chance to go to. I love this one. As we pulled up, I'm like, it's so smart for you to have a veterinarian just next door. So if you all didn't know that, they have that for you as well. It's just a one-stop, easy shop for you. So how have you been?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. That weather Beckett's talking about is not a good thing. The animals are not going to be happy.
Yeah, no, but we have it's not our first rodeo with the storms and the fireworks. So we always have music pumped in and lots of activities to do. So many times they don't even know. They don't miss a beat. Yep.
Yeah, they're happy here. They're playing around with each other, or they're just listening to music and they're staying zen. I always wondered when my dog, our dog, I should say, goes flying into the closet. She's not a fan of she doesn't even like wind, like a little bit of wind. She's like, nope, I'm in the closet. Do you have a lot of people that come here and say, hey, what can I do for my animals? Because they do get so scared. Is there anything that you recommend, like the CBD things?
CBD is great because sometimes, if they're older and it's a pattern, they do need that like glass of wine to relax. So there's nothing wrong with the CBD. And we do have clients over like the 4th of July that it's been a pattern in their life. They'll bring the trazodone or something that we give ahead of time. But really starting them at a young age, that's not coddling them when there's a thunderstorm or taking them out, when that's happening, and just pretty much like it's just a normal day. So,
and she brought up a really good point in past times that we've been here, that if we constantly, when something bad's going on, if we just say it's okay, they think, well, that's okay.
You just rewarded them for that. Yeah.
It's okay that you're scared.
Yeah. It's human nature. The dog's barking at strangers coming in and you're saying, it's okay. They're like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. So yeah.
Or I'm telling you, we always say the things that you think that your dog is doing wrong, you're doing wrong. You got to take the responsibility for that. Good morning to all of you. If you have any comments or questions about what Jessica and I ever talk about, or future topics that you would like for us to discuss, let us know. We've had a lot of great education. We've had a lot of fun here and had some topics that she was like, I can't believe you went there. But sometimes we say it needs to be the show after the show, because something that my mother said one time, we were like, dang it, why aren't the cameras still on? If you haven't been here, Yuppy Puppy, you can follow them on social, by the way. And I highly encourage you to do that, because you'll see, it'll just warm up your feed. You'll see all these beautiful dogs that are up for adoption. And we're going to be featuring Guinevere. We'll meet her maybe in the next 15 minutes, but tell us a little bit about her first.
Sure. So we transferred her from the Pet Adoption Center. She was one of their long timers, almost there a year. She was in another foster home before that. So poor girl has had a long time, not in a home. And so she's been with us for about 2 months. A doll. Like anytime, really listen to the staff and the caretakers wherever you go look at rescue dogs, because the day in, day out, they're caring for them. They know the personality. And when they said, they cheered when we transferred her, and they said how wonderful she is. And we agree. She is just a doll. Kid friendly, human friendly, very laid back. She sleeps about 22 hours a day or in her bed, and she is potty trained. She's a great car rider. So she was a past cancer survivor. She had mammary gland cancer. And so once we took her to our vet, her levels were still good, nothing to be concerned about, but she did have some lumps forming again. So we went ahead and opted to remove any potential cells that would grow. So she is about 4 days out from recovering from that.
Sweetheart, I can't wait to meet her, but she's a survivor. But here's the thing. Imagine all of you that are out there and you've got an animal that's stricken with something and you're like, you go and you say, oh, wow, that's really costly. Yes. That was what, a $3,000 surgery?
$3,600 surgery.
Okay. So they do these type of things on a regular basis of making sure that all these animals are taken care of, whatever needs to be done. But those costs are astronomical. And people are like, oh, so is that why they need the donations? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Because she's a senior. So our senior adoption fee is $175. And let's face it, she's a pity. She has we want her, a lot of people, they have stigma against them and we're trying to educate against that. And, but we want her to be in a home. So along with the $3,600, she was already spayed and everything before we got her, but another shelter had to do that and all her vaccines.
Yep.
And then, all the food and the care and whatever she needs. So $175 to adopt a dog is, a drop in the bucket for what it truly costs to care and vet these dogs out.
Yeah. Because again, they've already taken care of her before you will be able to get it. Let's do what you just said, which is to educate people, because they hear these pit bull mixes, Dobermans, you name it, right? All these stereotypes about certain animals that people are like, oh, no, they're mean.
Yeah, we see doodles that are mean. We see golden retrievers that are mean. They're the breed does have very characteristics. Like typically a border collie is going to herd, a beagle is going to howl, but they are individual and they all are different. And we talked about genetics and how a border collie can be bred with great bloodlines, but then you get a lazy one in there. So they're all individual personalities.
So again, it's about education. One of the questions I've had for years was if someone got, and again, a lot of it has to do with training, socialization, all of these things. If someone gets a pit bull or any of these other dogs that fall into the category, the stereotypes of, oh, people are scared of them. If you have them from a puppy and you are starting to train them and teach them, I know some people say it's in the genetics, but can you kind of ward that off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, see?
Absolutely. So at a young age, the dogs between 12 weeks and 6 months of age are the most impressionable to set up for success. And if there are dogs genetically that have triggers like the border collie, they're going to want to naturally herd kids and go around. But by training them, having that handler experience and connection with them, the best herding dogs, they're going to stop on a dime when their handler says no. So having that recall and the training and understanding and just knowing all the the triggers and setting them up for success is huge.
Yeah, we have two of those that go like this and push at us. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, that's what they're trying to do. But one of them was trained. The other one wasn't, and you can see the difference in that. Yeah, I mean, you're right. When a trainer says place, they know to go in their place, and then there's a key word that you use to release them, and they're supposed to stay there until you use that release, right?
Yeah, and they love that. Dogs want direction. They want the handler. They get excited when we train a dog who has come to us and maybe they're a year, 2 years old, and they were labeled this bad dog. He doesn't know anything. He's jumping. He's horrible. He eats everything. By giving that dog structure and love and a connection and a job, they thrive. It's almost like, what next? What next? Like they look to you and make eye contact. They want to, and they're so happy. They're proud of themselves. It should be a fun and rewarding experience.
And again, they want to please you. I don't care what dog you have. That is what they're here on earth for. They want to, and it makes them happy. You're happy. A lot of people have asked, Monica, can you and Jessica address barking? What can we do for a barking dog?
So barking is, it's kind of misplaced energy and frustration. If a dog is barking, there's something so much more behind that. Are their needs being met? What are they trying to tell you? Have we unintentionally rewarded that behavior so they think they're doing good for that? But a lot of times a dog that is just barking has too much pent up energy. They need to work. If they're just randomly barking at everything, even simple things, if they're just barking every time somebody drives by, like that's the minute that happens, well, actually with the first 3 seconds, if you see a dog kind of get up and they're, what's going to happen, divert them, do something else. And then change that pattern.
Because to them, they're trying to alert you like, hey, someone's coming.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of a job that they think
Yeah.
they've taken on.
Yeah.
So this is a good question then. So if they start to see somebody pulling up your driveway or they're coming to your front porch and they do the bark, what do you do?
So if you want that, then you're going to tell them, a lot of people are like, who is that? Who's there? Is somebody here? They know nonverbal. Like if you get up and are looking out the window without even saying anything and they're barking, that's something that you have probably taught a routine. If that's something that you don't want them to do, and set them up, have somebody pull up in the minute that maybe take them into the kitchen. You're going to get a snack. You're going to practice sitting. You're going to do all those other things.
She taught me something, which again, every time I hope you get a little more to help out with your own animals. You said something 2 weeks ago that I did, and it was Adelaide will walk in, and then I thought it was cute. And you're like, she's kind of doing this. So she would walk in while I'm cooking and then kind of nudge up against me.
Yeah.
And then be just like staring. And you said kind of walk around. And you said do like 2 or 3 times. I walked around the kitchen counter area. Once she followed me. Mm-hmm. Twice she followed me. Third time she was like, okay.
Right.
And then she got out and I was like, I've never done that before. I usually just go, oh, okay. And then it's just this constant begging.
Right.
But I diverted her attention.
You diverted her. It's just simple, changing your pattern. So as humans, we're very routine too. Mm-hmm. If the dog comes in every time you're going to the bathroom, well, you probably have just said, what are you doing? And you're sitting there and they don't know what all that means. Right. They know by your body language that you're sitting there, you're staring at them. You might be petting them. And so they're going to continue to do that until one day, you get frustrated. Why are you always in here? Right. Well, it's because that's what they always do.
Yep. Invading your space. There was something on Instagram that I forwarded to my friend yesterday, and it was these 3 dachshunds. They were walking as the mom shut the door, and it had this little caption that said, how dare you shut the door on us? And the dog was like going like this. And then they all looked at each other like, what's going on here? Space, boundaries. That's what we're talking about. Terry just said, thank you so much for grooming Lily last week. She looks and smells amazing. Thank you, Sharon, for caring for our Lily girl. Is Sharon at your other location?
No, she's here.
She's here?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the grooming, the resorts, there's so many levels of things that they can do for you here. And I love the fact that so many of you have been bringing your dogs to them. That's what it's all about. Let's talk about your gala. So you're just in the beginning stages of this.
Yep. So we have, this is our 3rd one. And it's, this year, it's a whole new world with you. We kind of stick to the fairy tale. Our first one was Happily Ever After. And last year it was, if the perfect fit. And so once a year, this really sets our budget for the next year on medical funds and what we can do. It's a fun, fancy night out, all to benefit dogs. Our rescues make a guest appearance, and
good
this year. So it's October 19th at Whitmore Country Club.
Okay. And you're returning there because you weren't there last year, right?
Right. So the first one, we just liked the feel, and we switched last year because at that time Whitmore wasn't going to allow dogs, and we felt that it's so important. We need all the dogs that people follow during that time. We really wanted it. That's what it's about. And so this year Whitmore said, you know what, we want you back, bring the dogs. And so the dogs will be coming.
So again, right now what you're needing is help with the gala committee. You need volunteers, you need items donated, right?
Yes. So we're collecting items at the Cottleville location. Whether it's baskets, gift certificates, or just items, then the committee gets together and makes the baskets. We're also looking for a few people to join the committee to help with the decorating, the decor, the selling tickets, the breakdown during the evenings. Mm-hmm. So our next meeting is May 9th.
Okay.
If anyone would like to come, it's at the Cottleville location. Just shoot us a quick email or message and let us know that you're coming.
And what's the best email?
The best email for that is yuppypuppypetspa@gmail.com.
Okay. So again, a lot of people always say, how can I help out? Oh, could I volunteer? So here's a whole opportunity for you to really be a part of something big. One of the biggest things to help bring the funds in for what they do on a daily basis here. So 3rd year, and do you have a goal that you are hoping to raise?
Yes. So the last 2 years we've raised about $20,000, and that kind of got us through like March, April. So we know we need, because we have these funds and we're like, woohoo, let's get all the dogs. And really we just don't know how far that's going to go, because if we have some that have heartworms. That's potentially $5,000. It knocks the budget down drastically. So this year we're going for $50,000.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Hey, they just said you do such amazing things. They really would. I would like to help volunteer with the gala. There you go. Okay. So email, Michelle just put it up there for you. yuppypuppypetspa@gmail. What's the planning date again? May 9th?
May 9th.
May 9th at this location, the Cottleville location.
Yep.
Carrie, that would be great. And I know you would love that. So we're talking about the many things that they do. And you had mentioned, all these puppies that you get in. But let's break down, what is the cost of having these puppies?
So
She's deep breath.
Well, so we have the Mayflowers that April Showers brought to us. We had 7 puppies. So once they're away from mom, with mom, we provide liver and extra goat milk and all the supplements for mom to make sure those puppies are growing happy, healthy. So we try to bring in, sardines, all the fresh food products to really boost up the bone broth for that. So grocery bill for that. And then all the dewormer and the vaccines and the heartworm tests and the chips. And so not counting all the food and the care and all of that, it cost about $500 to vet one out, from beginning distemper vaccines to chips to
just one puppy.
And
there's a lot of puppies in the litter.
and our puppies are adopted out for $375.
Okay.
So yeah, all of that. And then anytime we have the puppies, we hear all the time, oh, these puppies are so great. Well, that's because all the hard work that's gone into make that puppy a well-rounded dog, everything from different textures. We want the dog to know carpet, tile, floor, so they can just go from one traction to the next. Different car rides, everybody holding them. They start getting nails done at 8 weeks old, just to get used to spa and handling and digging in ears and all those things.
Right. And that was one of the things that I had mentioned a couple months ago, that the socialization that happens, you mentioned that impressionable time period is so important, because little kids, when they get around puppies, are wanting to pull on their tail, wanting to hug all over them, pull on their feet. And one of the things when you go through training, that's the socialization that they do. And I was laughing. I was in a big group when I took Tessa to be trained, and we were all just handing off the puppy so that they could be around all different smells and energies, right?
Absolutely. So that is a big part of the socialization, is putting them. We have a puppy pool filled with empty water bottles, just so they're not, what is that? And bubbles. So we have somebody here 24 hours a day. So these puppies sleep right through a shop vac at 3 a.m. So there's no, aversion to vacuums and all of those things. And so it really sets them up for sights and sounds.
Right. So this is the whole thing about training. We also talked about the fact that, yes, we're talking about puppies, but at any age, if you've not trained, that you could say, okay, I've got to do something here because they're just acting out.
Absolutely. So yes, you can definitely train an old dog new tricks. We do it all the time. Especially, they, like you said, they want to please. We see the dogs that, might not have shown well, or they're given up on. And it's little things that, maybe, humans just didn't realize, that all dogs are different, and a simple jumping is just, turning a little bit and just not, we do a lot of the figure 8 and beeline. So keeping the dog guessing where you're going, and you'll soon see they're looking up at you, they're following, they're no longer looking over here, maybe what they used to react to. So goes a long way.
Well, and I also like the fact that you said, that they are just constantly in tune with you, that they're not memorizing, right? So I've seen that happen where the dog's like, oh yeah, I got it. So I do this, and you give me a treat. And then they'll do it right away. They'll sit down, give you the paw. And you're like, I didn't even ask for it yet. So don't reward that.
Don't reward that. You want them to keep guessing and switch it up. That's what it's all about, and having, somebody else able to do this, or, doing it in another room where you normally don't do training. So then that just makes their sit and their recall so much stronger.
Yep. They're smart. They are very smart. They've got our number. It's 7:29. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about Jelly Roll June. Dang it, Jalapeno and Herman are still here. We don't want that to be the case. We want to get these babies adopted out. But why don't we meet Guinevere?
Okay.
All right, we're going to be introduced to Guinevere. Again, she is here for you, and you can adopt her out after all the love and all the care that they've done here for you at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. She could be your forever dog. We'll have more with Jessica Cook and Guinevere when we return.
Hey, The Real Monica Adams listeners. This is Abby Stallschmidt. You may know me as an electric violinist who has performed with various bands in the area, and I'm excited to personally invite you to my premiere at the Sheldon Concert Hall on June 5th at 8 p.m. You'll hear my new symphonic rock music as well as classic rock and pop covers, all backed by a string orchestra, full band, and multiple guest instrumentalists and vocalists throughout the night. It's truly going to be an awesome time. Head on over to metrotix.com or the Sheldon Concert Hall to get your tickets for the Dream Machine concert on June 5th at 8 p.m. I cannot wait to see you there.
We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
And welcome back. Thursday, April 18th. It is Pawsitive Talk Time. We're with Jessica Cook. Jessica just left to go into Guinevere's room. Jessica, let me meet Guinevere. Let's see how that gorgeous. Oh, there she is. Look at that tail wagging. Oh, look at her. Okay, so you said she sleeps 6 hours a day. So we woke her up.
We woke her up. This girl's normally, she's normally ready to get up around 8, stretch, go potty, and then eat some breakfast. So this is an early day for her.
So for those that are just tuning in, tell us a little bit more. I mean, look at how sweet she looks. But you said that she just absolutely loves humans. What house would she not be good in?
She wouldn't be good in a hustle and bustle house, like lots of kids, lots of activity. She'd be fine, but unsettled. She really is a laid-back girl, so she would do best with somebody who just wants a companion to kind of sit with all day. She loves her walk, she loves car rides, but she's definitely the laid-back girl.
She's the laid-back girl. Would she be good? Because a lot of times we're thinking that seniors, I'm talking seniors or grandparents, etc., that they need an older dog. Would she be good like senior to senior?
She would be great senior to senior because she doesn't pull. She's easy to walk, and she would be happy to greet everybody, and she'd be fine with grandkids and families and visitors and strangers coming over. She doesn't know a stranger. She just her everyday life. She wants to just kind of lay in her bed. So.
Well, and hey, she deserves that after what she's been through. So she just went through her surgery. She's how far out from that?
She's about 5 days out, and she's doing good. So she's cone free.
Yeah, I noticed that. No more. Oh, look at her. This is what you can have. You can have all these kisses. She's a sweetheart. So if okay, look at somebody just said Guinevere is my spirit animal. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're so beautiful. So she's a pit mix. Oh, somebody just said maybe Miss Jackie needs one here. No, I don't know. My mom is not ready for a dog. I can tell you that much. If somebody is interested, now that she is past her surgery and is interested in having all those kisses for themselves, what's the process for them to go through to be interested in her?
So we have our applications are on the website, yuppypuppyspa.com under the rescue section, or they're on the about section on Facebook. She's also on petfinder.com. So fill out an application and we set up an appointment.
Guinevere, again, can be your spirit animal. Haley, I think you should look into her. Michelle did, by the way, look at her. Michelle did just drop at the Pet Finder website, which is where you can see her and all other amazing animals. Anything else about Guinevere that you want to tell our audience?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I was flipping on.
There's a lot of barking here. Anything else about Guinevere that you want to tell the audience?
Don't let her, I would say, the cancer scare you away, because lots of dogs, when she's been treated, her levels are down, and it was more of a preventative because she was growing so massive, and just adopting an older dog or medical case dogs, you won't regret it.
Yep. Very, very rewarding. Again, that's Guinevere. Look at her one more time before we take our break. She could be your baby. You could have all those kisses coming to you. We've been featuring some really incredible dogs every time that we're out here. You can hear them all barking, by the way. They're all saying that they want to be yours. So check that out, petfinder.com, that Michelle dropped for you. Again, we're going to take a quick break. Jessica will be back here. We're going to be talking about some of the other dogs that we have featured that we would like for you. Come on back for you. We would like for you to be able to adopt out. So again, which meeting platform do you use? Somebody just said? To meet them, I guess.
So we do private one-on-one meetings here.
Yeah. And we've had these speed dating opportunities. There's a lot of ways that, again, so sweet looking over the door. I know she's so sweet. She's like, hey, mom, are you my mom? I'm looking for my mom and dad and my kids. So yes, petfinder.com that Michelle just dropped in it. They were all so loud. They were like, I can't hear her.
I know. I couldn't hear either. I was just talking about her.
No, we saw her. I could hear, and we were listening closely, but it's all about you giving a chance. And if it's not the right dog for you, then maybe you know someone. I mean, that's what this community is all about, is you saying, I've got one, I've got two, I've got three, or, okay, Jessica just said that maybe it's not the best for this, but I know. That's why I wanted to ask senior to senior, because we need to have a companion for our grandmas, our grandpas, our grandma, grandpa, parents, etc. And I wanted to know if she'd be good. I figured if she's just laying around,
she'd be great for that, because she's potty trained and gentle and easy to. A senior could handle her no problem.
I love that. All right, Guinevere, you can find out more about her on that Pet Finder site. Please, I just love when we're able to come back and say, this one's been adopted, that one's been adopted. But when we come back from the break, we are going to ask each and every one of you, why are these two still here? That's Jalapeno on the left. And look at the tongue. That's Herman on the right. There are others that we have featured as well. But when we put them out there, it's for all of you to go, oh, I didn't know they were still there. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to start thinking of this person or that person that might be good for them. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then I want to hear about Jelly Roll, because he looks adorable. Is it he or she? It's
a boy.
It's a boy, yeah. So he looks amazing, but she also said, yes, he does look cute, doesn't he? Oh, well, now just because he's cute, that's just going to wipe away his naughtiness. No, we're going to talk about him being naughty when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back. We're laughing because the dogs are all wound up now. They're like, what they're doing is they're the cheerleader for Guinevere. They're like, yes, adopt Guinevere out. Okay, so let's actually start before we get into Jelly Roll and all the rest of them. Tell us, for those that have not seen them yet, about Jalapeno and Herman, and why in the world do you think they're still here?
Because I think people are scared to take on seniors and special needs, and that is okay. We want people to fully know the care and expectations of these dogs, and so Jalapeno, I think even him being handicapped, I think he would have had a home if he got along with other dogs. So him just still being so reactive to other dogs in the home, he's fine out and at events, but the only people that have come to see him have had other dogs, and it hasn't worked out. And Herman, I don't know. So Herman, he's had so many people come to see him, and he loves all of them, and they love him. But there, I think his hernia. And we try to educate. We're like, it's just a hernia. They don't want to do surgery on it because he is older. Yep. But it has not changed in the whole time that it has been here. The vet thinks that it's most likely he was something he was born with. And so if it's not causing, if it's ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Like it's not causing any issues. And don't know, because he gets along with all dogs and everybody.
So you're thinking that they're apprehensive because they don't believe that it's not something more severe?
Right. Yeah. And so we always do any of our medical cases. We don't really consider him a medical case just because it's more cosmetic. It's not causing thing. So, but our vet will have consultations with anyone who is concerned about potential, and that is something that we're going to do with Squirt and Guinevere. So they can talk to the veterinarian about everything that we have done, what needs to be done further. Yeah.
Jim's laughing in the background. We haven't met Squirt. So who's Squirt?
Oh, Squirt. You haven't been following Squirt?
How did I not see Squirt? Maybe I have. I've seen so many great dogs.
So Squirt is a Frenchie breeder, surrender. He was 2 years old and has chronic diarrhea. So his name is Squirt. He earned that name day one. We didn't realize how bad his diarrhea was.
What's that? That's Squirt.
So Squirt is perfect. He is dog friendly, he is kid friendly, but
his has a flatulence issue.
For 6 weeks since he's been with us, it has been trying limited ingredient. Now he's on Ultimito EN. He's had every fecal test, every blood test. So he's the poor guy, just has horrible IBS, but we're running a more extensive blood test now to hopefully rule out Addison's disease, or if it is Addison's disease, now we'll know how to treat. But yeah, the vet.
How old is he?
He's 2.
Oh my gosh.
He's 2.
Does he wear a diaper?
No,
you just have a lot of cleanup. Poor Squirt, poor you.
Yeah.
Well, again, you have to take a chance on these because somebody, again, needs to give them love. I mean, you think of any human in life, they've got something wrong, you get it fixed. They do that for you. They're trying to seek it out and say, what do we need to do to be able to get Squirt adopted out? Somebody just said, oh my gosh, Herman is adorable. Yes, Lisa. What do you think? You want to adopt Herman, or you want to pass along? Somebody could, again, we met Herman. Herman was so lovable. I love that tongue. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of kisses for you. Okay, let's talk about June and just how far along June has come.
Yep. So June was a stray. Another rescue group was, they do all the groundwork. They had the hard work of trapping her and getting her to safety, and she was running with other dogs. And so we transferred her to us, and very timid, very shy, but she's been with us for about a month now. And it's just so neat to see them blossom.
Yes.
A dog that if we would have placed her up right away, her home that we would have been looking for would have been so different. So we knew that she was one that she has to go through our decompression process and a little bit of our training and socialization and all that. And now she's still not accepting applications because we're getting her spayed, but it's so important, she's with us for 2 weeks before we're going to try to give her a bath, right? All these things. And now she's running around, jumping, loving to play with other rescues. And so giving them time. And she's just going to continue to thrive and get better.
Well, they all do, again, with all the love and all of the direction. Look at her picture in the middle and just look how far she's come. But that's the thing. When we show these pictures, there's a reason. It's to say when the rescues are called upon, like, hey, there's a dog to come rescue, you never know what state they're in. Some of them are so emaciated looking. I mean, it's really hard. I mentioned the other day, we were talking to another rescue, and I said, I just love how you all collaborate together and help each other. But I asked a question, and she almost teared up when I asked this because it's really important. And I said, what do you all do for yourself? Because that's a lot of mental health.
It really is. Yes. So you get to a point So every morning when I wake up and I have my cup of coffee, all rescues do this, everybody knows, is you open up, it's either Facebook Messenger, your personal messenger, your emails. I don't know how many requests can you save this dog come in.
Wow.
It's from individuals. It's from other rescues trying to network. It's from the government shelters. And the eyes haunt you because it's like, I want to say yes. Every rescuer wants to say yes to every single dog. And it's my responsibility as a rescuer to make sure if I say yes to a dog, I can better that dog. I have the funds,
Right.
I can do all those things. But when you have to say no to so many every day, it's exhausting.
Sure.
And so sometimes it's okay to take a pause. Like we will say, I can't take any more at this time right now. Or we're going to take a break because when you have some, just some hard things or dogs are getting returned, and it's usually not the dogs, it's the humans in the rescue.
Yes.
Because a rescue dog to me is just a dog that a human failed. And so, and unfortunately that's the most exhausting part. I think I told you the other day, we didn't even have an open house. A woman came in and she said, I want to adopt the longest dog here. And the staff knew. They ran and got me wherever I was. They're like, we know you're not having an open house. This lady's here. She said she went, and I was like, she said, I have no restrictions. We have no kids. We have no dogs. And I was like, oh, you're a unicorn adopter. And, I said, well, hang on, let me go before I could get it out of my mouth. She said, but no pits, no pit mixes. I don't want a senior, but I don't want a puppy. But we do have neighbor kids that the dog would have to like. And occasionally my family members bring over their dogs. So it went from
unicorn adopter
to I don't have any dogs for you right now.
I mean, again, you can't come in and say that. She did. She said she was so excited, put her coffee down, was like, I'm going to go show you these dogs. And then it became, ma'am. And actually you said, can we have a conversation and maybe you can meet some? And she left, right?
Right. Yeah. Because, if no kids and no dogs in the home and you only plan on having one dog, I can't stress enough to adopt a dog that needs to be a single dog home, because those are the ones that wait the longest, that have the highest euthanasia rate at the government shelters. Because, everyone does have other dogs. And that's very important to make sure that if you're adding to your pack. But if you only plan on having one dog, definitely adopt one of those. So having family members or somebody bring over a dog, if they're going on vacation, use a boarding facility then, or use a crate, or just say no and advocate for your dog. It's their house.
So again, if you are looking and you seriously can just open up and be that unicorn adopter, do you know anybody like that, by the way, that's just like, yes, we're ready and we don't have any restrictions? Because that's how excited she was. Like, great, you're going to take the dog that's been here the longest. Let's do this. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how exhausting. I mean, that's it. That's what they go through. Okay. So we've been showing you some. If you're just tuning in, by the way, welcome aboard. You've missed about 45 minutes of the show, so you can always go back after the show wraps up and watch the beginning of this and see the beautiful Guinevere. Let me show you on her screen one more time. This is the baby, but no more cone. This was a picture.
Cone.
You just saw her live. The cone has been removed. So we saw June, we saw Jalapeno and Herman. Okay, let's talk about Jelly Roll.
Let's talk about Jelly Roll.
Oh, isn't he cute?
He's so cute, isn't he?
But
so, and this is very frustrating in rescue too, because we don't care necessarily what a dog looks like. We're looking at, does this dog need to be saved? It doesn't matter to us how old or what they are. But when we get a cute dog in, it's great, because if a dog is cute and it needs saving, that's the goal, to get that dog in a home. However, we posted him and we said he is 2 years old, he is not neutered, and he had naughty behavior. And people think he's cute. People went crazy. Our phone rang off the hook. I want to come meet Jelly Roll. And so he's a naughty boy. He's going to be with us.
So like, why? What is he doing wrong?
So he is a bite case. He bit his owner. So she bought him from a pet store and brought all the papers, but to us that doesn't matter because we're going to neuter him.
Right.
But she paid $6,000 for him.
Wow.
And he wasn't up to date on his vaccines. He's not neutered. And we talked to her about, well, can you do some training? Can you get him neutered? These are all the things that we would start with first to keep a dog in a home. Does he go in a crate? And he basically was a dog that was cute, that grew up, and he got to do everything, and he's the boss in the house. And so what we're doing is now kind of taking that and teaching him all those boundaries and going to get him neutered and backtracking where he should have been as a puppy, getting him to know all these things. Like, you know, you're not going to go wherever you want. Right. You're not going to pull a leash. You're not going to jump. You're not going to do all these things. And let's figure out why you want to do those things, and let's make it fun.
So they paid $6,000 for him and then just said, we can't deal with him. Wow. That's unbelievable. Again, Jelly Roll, not available for adoption right now. He's going to be neutered, which again is a big thing. That's why we always say spay and neuter the pets, because you'll see this change in their characteristics and behavior getting better. So they're going to do that. And then you're going to be training with him. And he probably won't be available for a little while.
A little bit. Unless the vet snatches him up, because we already took him for a checkover and she has bulldogs. So, but he's going to go through our training regardless first and get neutered. So,
well, and the reason we're talking about all of this today is I want these stories to get out there, because people think, oh, I want to get, again, yes, Julie just said $6,000. Wow, unbelievable. Yes. But you know what? That's the whole thing. Like, what are you getting into? Are you willing to go through the training? Do you have the patience before you just all of a sudden say, yep, I'm done? But maybe it's a good thing, because now they're going to teach him the way he's supposed to be, and then get him into the right home so he actually behaves, so he's not a naughty boy anymore. We are doing this today because there are people who will go, oh, I want to bring another dog in. I want to get another dog, or I get a single dog or whatever. And then they go buy dogs, which not a fan of. We like you to adopt, not shop. And the reason I have partnered up with her is that I love the level of what they go through. Even though you get lambasted and people yell at you, you're stupid. Why? If you want to adopt these dogs out, then why can't I just come and take the dog? Because she doesn't want the dog returned.
Yeah. And that dog, if somebody is interested, fills out the application, comes once, wants to come again, goes through our process, like, our dogs aren't going to run out of time. And you're going to have that dog for the rest of its life. So we want to make sure all expectations are clear. We want everyone to know, hey, we have done this and this and this, and this is what sets this dog up for success and all those things. So we want to work with you to find because we want you to say, I adopted the perfect dog for me.
Yes. And that you keep them for the rest of their life, right? Doesn't matter. As they get to be a senior, you don't just throw them away. I mean, that's the thing that's always sickening that these guys go through. Again, I say it every single time. You are an angel on earth, you and your entire staff. I love what you do. I love the level, and I love the fact you said process, the process that they go through before they're available for adoption. We're going to look at some of your comments in just a second. Can you tell me about Mr. John? John Wick.
I adore him. And he's come so far. So he's one that, again, he was a breeder surrender, and he was 2 years old. He's our only dog that our wonderful transporter said, can somebody help me get this dog out of the car? I don't know what I'm going to do. They had put him in a cage for her. And he came in hot. That's why we named him John Wick. He had moves like you wouldn't believe. And he was a biter. But he had a harness on that was too tight. It was like a puppy harness.
Well, he was trying to tell everybody that.
Yep. And so we had to get that off. And then it's been a process. And he is fantastic now with all the staff. But that was about 4 months in the making for him to trust every staff member here. And so when he meets new people, he blows it. So we start out, there's a lot of people that want to come in and they want to see John, and we're like, yes, you can see John, but we're keeping him on a leash and we're going to go for a walk and talk about him outside. He's not a dog you can meet and pick up and do all those things, but by doing a walk with him and then leaving and then coming back, let's do another walk. Then maybe next time you're going to take him for a walk, because that was the process that it took for him to trust us. And we're confident we can transfer that over to the adopter, but it's going to be baby steps,
Yep.
like to go through that. And I've personally taken him home. He is fine with 6 of my dogs. He was running in the chicken coop. He loves donkeys. So he is fine. However, he is not a fan of men, so we don't know what happened to him in the past. And
what does he do?
My husband's a saint because he's like, that dog's not staying, right? And I was like, well, maybe. He really gets upset with men, so we've been working with him on just being in the lobby, seeing men, having a man come near him. Again, all those baby steps. But at this time, he's going to come out swinging on a man. So we're looking for like a single lady or a lady home. He would do fine with patience.
But single ladies.
That's right. That's right. And he is the best cuddle bug once you get to know him. But yeah, totally dog friendly, cat friendly, chicken friendly. So
donkey friendly. We just found out. I've been following him since you first got him, and yes, it's really beautiful to see the evolution and how far along that he's come. So we've shown you several dogs. Now, did I just see there's a dog? Is it Nike? Tell me about Nike.
Nike is a 4-month-old puppy.
Yes.
Adorable. Again,
great face.
We don't know, he's a Heinz 57, but so we, Timothy is still here.
Oh, and Timothy is Mama Blue's baby.
And we didn't have any other puppies in our rescues, so we needed to transfer another puppy so Timothy can have a friend. So, because that's really important to keep that socialization going, because our rescues only group together with other rescues. They're never intermingled with clients or anything. And so we needed to get Timothy a friend.
Yes.
So
the pack mentality.
Yeah.
I don't know why Timothy's beautiful. Timothy, Nike, there's an opportunity. So if somebody, as we get ready to wrap up, wants to meet, and by the way, all of you that are watching, if there are any pictures that I've shown throughout the show that you would like to see again, we can filter through those. If somebody wants to go through the process and see your dogs and have this meet and greet, what's the best process for that?
Best process is fill out an application and we set that up. We actually have a meet and greet today at our O'Fallon location from 12 to 4:30 there's only, and we try to break it up for certain dogs. So today it's with Nike's one of them, and our other 2 puppies, Cedar and Indigo, and then Lady and Bert. So we've got those over at the O'Fallon location.
At the O'Fallon location. Okay. Once again, everybody, that's Guinevere. And that is the dog that we were featuring today that you saw earlier. This is Jelly Roll, who is not available. So if you see Jelly Roll, there's going to be a process, but how cool to hear about him today and then to be following along, kind of like John Wick. If you've been following their social pages, you've been seeing just how far he's come along. I mean, June, again, look at that middle picture and how they have taken June to where she is now. These 2, come on, let's get these adopted out. It's kind of like Cristiano. I'm waiting, right? When Cristiano was here too long, and everybody in the community was so excited when Cristiano got adopted. We were going to feel the same way with Jalapeno and with Herman. I just love you so much. You know that. I love everything that you're doing for the community. And we want you one more time to know about the gala that's coming up in the fall, because it's really the beginning of the planning process. You mentioned the next meeting will be May 9th.
Yep, May 9th. And at that time, we'll have the ticket links and all the information. And so we want people to be hands-on with us creating this wonderful evening. And again, we're going to have magic carpet sponsors for the dogs that we're looking for, and donation items for the raffles.
A whole new world.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can we talk about the music? Is it confirmed or is it still secret?
We're waiting for confirmation to see if she can arrange her date.
And I can't wait until we get that confirmation, because it's someone that I've known since I was a teenager who rocks it. She's a perfect fit because she's a big animal lover as well. So yes, so hopefully we'll get that confirmation soon, and then we'll talk about that in the coming weeks. But yes, if you would like to volunteer, if you would like to donate money, funds, donate your time, donate items for silent auction, live auction, they need all of that, because $50,000 is the goal for this year. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks. All of you, just know that we do this. This is called Pawsitive Talk Time, and we do it pretty much every other Thursday. Now, there's like 5 Thursdays in several of these months. So we will do 2 of those Thursdays in the month, but we'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we've got a few things I want to tell you about as we head into the weekend. Exciting things to come as well that you can be a part of. All of that for you right here on The Real Monica Adams Show.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Another fun show, Pawsitive Talk Time. We do these mobile Monicas, by the way, and this is one that's coming up next month. We are really excited about this. We get to sit down by the pool. Maybe we'll even have some drinks at 7 o'clock in the morning. Just Pools in Arnold. They're on that West Outer Road, and Madonna and her staff are going to have us on May 16th as they get ready for pool season. The opening of the pools usually is Memorial Day, right? Memorial weekend. Well, they've got a huge 2-day weekend, huge sale. You want to put in an above ground pool, put in an in-ground pool. You just want to get some chemicals. You want to get one of those robotic cleaners to make your life better. We're going to talk about all of it. And I mean some incredible discounts that they're going to give you. I can't wait to just sit and talk about how long they've been around. I've known them for 30 years in Arnold. JustPoolsAndSpas.com is their website. Check them out. And hey, be sure to be listening in on that day because we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some giveaways as well. The other thing, I know a lot of you have purchased your tickets already, but if you haven't, we've got Cultivating a Vision numero 5. 5 of these. We started this in December, and Kasia Satars and myself, she's in Canada, we're here in the US, so we say 6 to 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and that is, where do you want to go in life, right? Personally and professionally. If your life is not falling in the direction that you wish it would, you can change that course, and we're going to help you with that. These courses have really been eye-opening. We've seen some tears, and I mean big time, of just opening up your heart, your spirit, gotten very emotional. We've had laughter and a lot of education, taking you through deep breathing, meditation, and vision board setting. It's what it's about, cultivating a vision. How do you get tickets? Go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com, click on events. Michelle's got it right there on the calendar for you. And our next one, again, was chosen by you. You asked for it to be on a Thursday, so it's Thursday, May 9th. Don't wait, because next Friday, the ticket prices will go up. All right, and then into this weekend, excited for Ruby Lee to be coming to Rickman Auditorium. She was the runner-up on The Voice. She should have won, but maybe it's a good thing she didn't, because now she gets to kind of carve out her own life and not be bound by all of those agreements that they would have had on the show. So The Voice star, Ruby Lee, set to perform Rickman Auditorium April 20th. Tickets are still available right now. Don't wait, because they won't be selling tickets at the door, they said. The orchestra area and the balcony, which is some really good seating. I'll be there. My husband, my mom, Michelle, we'll all be there. We would love to say hi to you. And then on Sunday, I'm really thrilled for Rainbows for Kids. That event will be for mothers who need a little break, right? They've got children who are going through cancer. The kids that are going through cancer will be in another room. They'll be taken care of. And then in the room where the moms are, I'm going to be doing a motivational speaking engagement, and then sitting down, writing the Know Your Value journals to each and every one of those beautiful souls and giving them some inspiration so that they know, yes, you can do this, but you got to lean on the community around you. So thank you, by the way, to Sally Rains and Michelle Carter for bringing us out and being a part of that. We can be booked for an event that you have, motivational speaking, auctioneering, emceeing. I'd love to be a part of your event, and just reach out to me. I'll put that email address on the screen one last time. It is info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. We have Medical Monday coming up, and we also have more shows for you in studio and mobile. Some great things coming up as far as Mobile Monicas with regards to Firefly Grill on June 6th. June 13th, we will be at Sunset Overlook in Columbia, Illinois, and they keep growing and growing. In fact, I'm going to wrap up the show and we're going to go try to seal another one coming up in July. Anniversary celebrations for a lot of these businesses. And then one more time, Mother's Day. I'd love to see you. My mom will be there with me. I'd like to meet your mom, even if it's just for a few minutes that you come by to take a quick picture. And I'm going to do a little montage of all the mothers I get a chance to meet. So the challenge is out there for you to bring your mom before or after church, before or after brunch. Spend a little time with us. We will be at the O'Fallon Pantera's parking lot. A lot of vendors there, a lot of music, and a lot of good food. We would love to see you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We greatly appreciate the support that you give our community. And don't you love each and every one of you that get a chance to come on and you've all become friends and you're all there for each other. I love you dearly. Go out, enjoy this day. Remember what Beckett said. We are weather aware, especially between that pretty much 2 to 6 time frame, 2 to 4, he said, and then 4 to 6. Again, maybe some areas are going to get hit a little harder than others, but it's really just be aware. If you can be at home or you can get some shelter at work, just be weather aware. Follow him on social media. He will definitely be updating you. We're talking about strong winds. We're talking about possibility of hail and maybe even an isolated tornado. So it's nothing to be messing with. All right. Take care of yourself and take care of others. And remember to show kindness. God bless you all.